This is a large piece of furniture. It's not tiny. It's been painted before by somebody else, as you can tell. I am participating in the 8-ounce challenge by DIY Paint, and I picked this piece. I don't ever do things right. I should have picked something smaller. I think I can do it. Do you think I can paint this large piece in 8 ounces of DIY paint? It's big this way. It's big this way. It has 4 sides, obviously, but I'm only going to paint 3 sides. This is what 8 ounces of DIY paint looks like. It looks like this. That's not big. Stay with me. Let's see if I can do that with this little jar of paint. Let's just get this paintbrush in the paint. This is beadboard. This is the top. It's a large piece, and you can see I'm doing a nice hefty coat. It's covering. Look at that. Look how well it's covering. I'm not going to skimp on the paint. I just want to see if I can do this with 8 ounces of paint. Don't forget the paint on the cover. You can tell this piece has been through a lot, but this paint has clay in it. It's a very thick paint, so it can cover up minor divots. My very first coat, thick coat on the top. After finishing the top, doing the 1 coat on the top of this dresser, I am noticing that it's definitely going to need 2 coats, which is going to use up more paint. But I still have faith that I'm going to win at this challenge and finish it in 8 ounces of paint or less. This dresser did not come with drawer pulls, so I will be using the IOD wooden knobs. So the first coat of beadboard is not covering up those diamonds completely. I'm hoping the second coat will cover them up. What I'm doing here is just trying to get rid of some of those brush strokes. I do it by holding the paintbrush very, very lightly with my fingers, very, very, very lightly like this. Just drag it across. It's going to help you get rid of some of those brush strokes. You're never going to get rid of them completely because you are not a machine. But using that very light touch does help. So far we've got the top. We've got most of the front done. We've got the 4 drawers, 2, 3, 4, the school drawers. And this is how much paint I have left. It's still more than half. So after the first coat, the triangles are still showing through. So let's see what the second coat does. So here's the second coat, and look, it is covering up. This is the first coat, where you can still see them. And the second coat, no more triangles. I just did the second coat on these drawers. I'm just gonna take my continuous mist spray bottle, moisten this paint up a little bit. Do a very light touch with my paintbrush. Helps to get rid of some of those paint lines. 1 bureau, 3 sides, 2 big drawers, 2 smaller drawers. Diamonds are gone, and I have more paint left. I have a lot more paint left. So it's the next day, and I'm looking at the bureau. It looks great, but I want to show you something amazing. The top of this bureau. Remember what it looked like last night? You could see all the divots last night while the paint was still wet. But I come in this morning. The paint is self-leveling. All of those divots, you can't see them anymore. And the finish looks amazing. So now that the 2 coats of paint are on with less than 8 ounces of DIY paint, we're going to add this Iron Orchid Designs Transfer the Botanist to this bureau. I have not sealed this paint. It has been drying since last night, and I will seal after the transfer is on. So we found the center by that little mark, lined up the transfer on these marks, and we taped it on. So taped it with the backing on, so now we're gonna take the backing off, and hopefully, yeah, so now we can just lie it back down. Now we're just gonna start rubbing the transfer on. And like I said, I did not seal this yet. This is going directly on dried DIY paint. Sometimes it helps to lift the paper. Sometimes that helps to release the image. Ta-da! It looks good. It looks good. After you've applied the transfer, you want to just feel it to make sure there's no little pieces of the transfer sticking up. And if so, you can press them back down by putting the transfer paper back over it. Rub it with the stick. It's called burnishing. So you just want to make sure that all the little pieces are stuck nice and tight on your piece. Hi, Linda.
Hi, Janice.
So yeah, that's Linda. She works with me. She's such a wonderful help for me in my shop, but she found a problem. So the drawers on this dresser are rather thick, and the knobs that I'm using, the IOD 1 1/4 inch knobs that I'm using, the screw that comes with these knobs is too short to get through the thick drawers. So I'm off to Home Depot to get the right size screw. And it's pouring out. So I'm off to Home Depot in the rain. Here I am at Home Depot, and here are my screws. And I figured while I'm out, I'll grab my lunch. I love this transfer. Do you love the transfer? I'm just going around and giving it a light sand with a 220 grit sanding block, and wiping it with a lint-free cloth. It's always nice to just lightly distress these corners. So I'm going to do that with this sanding block. And a very nice surprise, the original pink is coming back. Great surprise. I love it because it matches all the pink in the transfer. So sometimes little surprises like that hop out at you, and you need to be grateful. Last thing is, I am now going to seal the paint. DIY paint does not have a sealer built in, so you need to protect your paint with any of DIY finishing waxes and or Big Top or liquid patina. This vibe right here is vintagey. That is when I usually finish with the DIY waxes. So all I'm going to do is put clear wax all over this bureau with a cloth. You can use a brush, or you could use a buffer. I always put it on with a cloth, and then I buff the next day. So this is the last step, and while I'm doing that, if you'd like to see more DIY paint retailers participating in Debbie Beard's awesome 8-ounce paint challenge, please check the playlist below. And don't forget to give a like and a thumbs up to all of the awesome DIY paint retailers. And I also invite you to subscribe to my channel because I had such a great time doing this video, and I can't wait to put out some more videos. I'm located in Rhode Island. The name of my store is Welcome to Shabalot. You can purchase any of these items online at www.shabalot.com or in store at my store, Welcome to Shabalot. I just want to give a special thank you to Debbie Beard, our fearless leader, our wonderful, wonderful creator of DIY paint. Thank you so much for allowing us to participate in this challenge. I had a great time, and I'm so excited to be a DIY paint retailer. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate all your support.